Okay, we have in Marshals Unleashed, we have two types of battle maps. We have the historical battle maps and the random battle maps. The historical battle maps have at their header the title of the battle maps and the commanders that you can use to play the battle. At the bottom section of each map, you have also a timeline where events occur during certain turns. Then we have the random battle maps. In the random battle maps, players can use to create their own campaign or just have fun playing nations versus nations on their favorite random map. All of our maps are divided into grids, as you can see here, and we have in the battle maps, whether it is historical or random, we have the same type of grids. It's divided into two sections. We have the operational zones, which are the big squares. Yeah, we call them operational zones, and those operational zones are divided into engagement grids. Now, the operational zones, we use them in the game to calculate the movement of troops, and they have several purposes, but the main purpose is the movement of groups from one operational zone to the other on the battlefield. Which means if you have, for example, this infantry unit here, yeah, it is stationed in this grid. It can move one operational zone in any direction. Okay, so what else is used for the operational zones is the artillery. The artillery range is measured in operational zones. It has a standard range of 4 operational zones in any direction. Which means you can target units anywhere on the battlefield in that target range. Now, generals, they exert their influence over the troops. They can enhance troops by boosting morale and other abilities. Their influence zone is also calculated by the range in operational zones. Now, some generals have a big operational zone of influence. It starts at the rank of general, that it's 1 operational zone in every direction. The rank of marshal is 2 operational zones in every direction. And we have the supreme commanders who have even a bigger operational zones, which can extend to 3 to 4 operational squares in any direction, which means they have a big range to cover their influence over troops. Each zone measured 200 meters. Yeah, so this square is 200 meters in depth, 200 meters in wide. The engagement squares is 100 meters. So which means that the engagement squares are used for infantry engagements. Yeah, so 100 meters for the distance and length of one small engagement square. And if you calculate it based on the operational zone, that is 200 meters. All right. Now, if you look at the infantry ability, yeah, the infantry, for example, has a engagement range of 1 engagement square, which means they can charge at 1 engagement grid in any direction. They can also fire 1 engagement grid in any direction. Obviously, the light infantry units, so as here class 3, the light infantry unit is able to target 2 engagement squares away in any direction. Also, we have the cavalry. The cavalry movement range is also calculated in operational zones. The cavalry has a standard movement range of 3 operational squares in any direction, which means that any unit within these squares can be targeted for a cavalry charge. It's important to note that the cavalry must always maintain 1 operational zone of distance in order to charge. So there must be 1 operational zone between the cavalry unit and the target unit. So which means this column here is in range of attack for the cavalry. It can launch it at each attack because it has 1 operational zone of distance to speed up the charge and eventually make the charge to a target unit. So the operational zones are used for movement of infantry troops, targeting with artillery, the influence range of generals, and the movement range or charge range for the cavalry.